Smothered is easily one of the worst shows in existence.
Being naked with my daughter, because it's so natural for me, it's just, we are just one.
It's a reality show about mothers and their daughters being way too close to each other, having zero boundaries, and doing very strange things together.
I showed her my first tape about 2 years ago.
See, the show follows multiple mother and daughter duos and shows how they live their lives. Problem is, none of these relationships are healthy, and instead, horrible, creepy behavior is modeled on national television. Now, seeing that this is a TLC show, none of this really comes as a surprise, considering the network has been trying to push boundaries of what's socially acceptable for years, all for the sake of sensationalism, high viewership, and lots of money. Funnily enough, TLC actually stands for the Learning Channel. Yet, the only thing I learned while watching this show is the fact that all of these people need therapy.
Arms back down, yeah, like, hey, I'm a hot mama and I know.
Right, there's the baby juice. I want to make sure we get it all in there.
With this show, they've gone so low that many people who enjoy watching trashy reality TV actually can't stomach this one because of its disturbing moments. I watched that movie, Human Centipede. This show gives me that same ick feeling. This is disgusting. Everyone involved should be ashamed. This is why aliens don't visit anymore. So today we're gonna look at Smothered and see what the Learning Channel is trying to show us, what they're trying to teach us. Here we have Dawn and Cher, a happy mother and daughter duo where they do facials together. What kind of facials? Milk facials. Whose milk? Cher's, the daughter's.
I actually used my breast milk and we made a facial. Whoop, there goes all the milky.
Oh, it feels great. Nothing that comes out of Cher is gross.
You guys.
Yeah, no, we are not off to a good start here. Here we have Eva and Sunny, where we have more facials. Except this time, Eva, the mother, is giving the daughter a facial in the bikini region.
Today, my mom is giving me a facial for your. Do you see that one, Mom?
Yeah.
The big ingrown hair.
This one.
This show has ruined facials for me. Not that I was going to get one, not that I have gotten one, but I'm certainly not doing one now. The show cuts to the daughter defending what's going on here, saying it's not weird that this is going on. And then, when she's on the table, she says the energy in the room is weird. She pulls out a crystal.
The energy in this office is like kind of off. Hold on, I have my little crystal in here. I'm gonna use my crystal.
I wonder why the energy is weird. There's just something off. Girl, yes, obviously the energy is weird. Your mother is giving you a vajacial. And for pretty obvious reasons, a crystal is not gonna save you. I have decided to take out some of these in hopes it will protect me from what I'm witnessing. And then to try to salvage the situation, they decide to try to sage the space. Let's be real here, there's no point in trying to cleanse that room. The residual energy of what's happened here is gonna keep that place haunted for ages. Like, I know there are many places in America where people literally on property. However, 50 years down the line, this might end up being one of the most haunted places in the whole country. Out of all the things we've covered on Unfigured Out, this has gotta be the worst. Oh, for sure, definitely, yeah. There's definitely a weird energy in the room. But yeah, Eva and Sunny are truly something else.
I literally have gas.
Why literally have gas? Does one metaphorically have gas? How does one not literally have gas? Today I'm feeling kind of metaphorically gassy. Okay. Many of the other mother and daughter duos on this show are also deeply concerning, with many of them taking baths together, having matching tattoos in very strange places,
And we each have hoo-ha tattoos.
taking weird photos for each other, and they attend questionable dance classes together. One of the mothers is obsessed with smelling her grown daughter's baby teeth, like an evil version of the Tooth Fairy. And then one mother and daughter pair even try syncing their poops together.
I'm about to do number 2 and I was like, me too! Let's do it together! Okay!
And after she says that Bluetooth syncing their poops is normal, she starts kissing her daughter's hand. And here's where we actually have to have a serious conversation about TLC. I've only shown things that are YouTube friendly. However, on the show, things get much, much worse, into really weird territory. And quite frankly, some of the things on there are just unspeakable. The dynamics between all of the mother and daughter pairs are quite disturbing, and instead of TLC seeing this behavior and deciding to, I don't know, call the police or run, they decided to shovel a lot of money their way and try to make them famous. And I think TLC expects you to think nothing of it as a viewer because everybody involved is an adult. However, when you really examine what's going on here, you ask yourself the question, when did this behavior start? Did this unhealthy relationship really start in adulthood? Because it's not like these daughters just spawned into existence as adults, right? Like at this point, we're not just witnessing socially weird behavior between two adults. We're witnessing something that's much more concerning. You would look at these mothers as a normal, rational person and think, yeah, those are probably the last people I would give a show to. But of course, TLC did. And now, these mothers are using their influence to convince people that their relationships are okay. But the way that TLC talks about it, they try to make it just sound like it's a fun and quirky little relationship. So the Learning Channel is sending the exact opposite message you would want to send. When the moms on the show aren't being creepy, they're basically trying to become one with their daughters, living vicariously through them, fusing with them, making sure they can't develop an identity of their own. One of the biggest examples of this in the show would be the mother and daughter duo, Catherine and Gabriella. Catherine, the mother, used to be a pageant star, so she forced her daughter to be one. They bathe together a lot, they dress identically, and they spend most of their days just preparing for pageants. And the entire reason she forced her daughter to follow in her footsteps and not live her own life is because she once won Miss Connecticut USA.
Winning Miss Connecticut USA, I felt the world was going to be mine.
Imagine growing up and your mom being Miss Connecticut USA.
Connecticut ranked 29th by state population. I don't want to diminish someone's achievements, like feel good about yourself, but to derail an entire human life over winning Miss Connecticut USA is a bit much. There's nothing that would be a good enough justification for forcing your daughter to not have independence and live your life for you. But if there was a good reason, this is certainly not it. Funnily enough, the mom actually has two other daughters who she mostly ignores because they're not into pageants like her favorite daughter. And these other daughters are actually able to provide some interesting perspective. They say that their mother used to make them all dress alike when they were younger and that they don't even call their mom Mom. Instead, they call her Kath because she wants to be one of the sisters.
Why do you call your mom Kath?
Because mom sees herself as one of the sisters.
And while the sisters may have escaped pageant life, Gabriella is in a really tough spot because the second she said, maybe I want just a singular crumb of independence, her mother threw a fit.
On your own, who's going to take care of you? You're not going anywhere. What about the pageant?
She was like one step away from locking her in a tower. All Gabriella said is that she wanted to move to New York and maybe not continue on with Miss Connecticut USA. And the fit her mom threw was so bad, she actually compared her daughter saying this to her own mother dying.
And it actually even takes me back to when my mother died.
And then TLC starts playing sad music and tries turning this into a sob story. I exploit my daughter because dead mom. For most people, when this happens to them, they don't shamelessly force their daughter to live their life for them. Like, there's clearly a deeper reason for her behavior, and you can't just blame it on some sort of external situation.
Trust you
I know,
again.
but I knew
I
you were
won't
in
trust
pits.
you again.
Okay guys, this is actually kind of huge. We may have found Mother Gothel in real life. She even has the hair and everything, and like the dress too. She has infiltrated our world. And you know what? That just makes everything make a whole lot more sense. Like, the mom isn't even concerned for her daughter's well-being. She's just concerned about the legacy of Miss Connecticut USA.
How are you going to carry on the legacy of Miss Connecticut USA when you are in New York?
Another wild thing about this is the fact that Gabriella is actually still gonna do pageants. She's just gonna compete for Miss New York.
I can compete for New York.
So if you were someone who was into pageants, this wouldn't be that horrible of a move. But her mom is acting like she's being tortured. I mean, honestly, it's just surprising how much she admits this whole thing is about her, that she just wants to live through her daughter.
When she's on stage, I'm on stage.
I want you to carry on the Connecticut legacy.
Another mother who tries to live through her daughter is Dawn, from the pair Dawn and Cher. And we talked about them briefly earlier, but just to go further into this, the drama surrounding them is the fact that Cher wants to have a baby, but Dawn sees the baby as a DEFCON level 1 threat. Her greatest fear in life is not dying, it's not fire or the dreaded spider. Instead, her greatest fear in life is the idea of her grown 30-year-old daughter realizing she's independent.
What if she realizes that she doesn't need me anymore? What am I doing in this whole thing?
It's all
what am I
about
doing?
you.
Oh my god, woman, get a hobby. You're gonna be a grandma. Act like it. Go worry about bingo or something. Once Cher has her baby, she decides to dress them all as triplets and try to become one hive mind identity.
We couldn't dye Belle's hair just yet, so we decided if we change our hair.
And I know that because this show is so weird, someone's going to say, clearly it's staged. There's no way this is real. Horrifyingly though, I've done research and most of it is real. One thing in the show that is never scripted and is always 100% real is the fact that these mother and daughter pairs are actually related. That sadly is not fake. They are in fact actually crossing those boundaries, doing the things you see on camera. And the part of the show that's fluffed up or faked by the producers would be the drama in regards to like the dating life of the people or some family fights.
Mom, are you serious?
And one thing I found really interesting was the fact that Sunny, you know, the one who pulled out the crystal earlier, is actually a serial reality show hopper. On Smothered, she's seen having relationship issues with a guy where she wants to marry him. However, she's also appeared on many other reality shows such as Divorce Court, Couples Court, and A Night with My Ex. And across these shows, she has completely different partners and presents herself in a completely different way. So really, she just morphs herself into whatever she needs to be for the camera. Which means for Smothered, it's very likely that she's playing this up for the camera. However, the scene that we are seeing here is not fake. You know, this was actually something that was done. Which begs the question, are you really gonna go that far for just a second of fame? Is it really worth it? I mean, even if they don't act this way off camera, the relationship is still pretty horrible since they're willing to do this on reality TV for millions of people. And sadly, when looking at other mother and daughter pairs like Dawn and Cher, they are real. They do seem to be like that off camera. Like the really nasty stuff in this show just sadly is not scripted. But you know, even in the case of Sunny and Eva, even if their relationship isn't like that off camera and that's sort of fake, it actually doesn't change how disturbing it is on TLC's end. It doesn't change the fact that TLC is showing this to millions of people and romanticizing their relationships. I mean, the entire way that TLC markets this show is very strange. Instead of calling this stuff creepy, they call it funny moments. And in one of their more upsetting clips they've posted to YouTube, titled Unusual Mom and Daughter Bonding Moments, in their description they have a copy and pasted section that goes over TLC's philosophy. So we can assume that they're applying it to this show as well. Here's what they say. About TLC, offering remarkable real-life stories without judgment, TLC shares everyday heart, humor, hope, and human connection, with programming genres that include fascinating families, heartwarming transformations, and life's milestone moments. Hold on a second, let's go back actually to the stories without judgment part.
We take a bath together like maybe once a month. Have you not ever taken a bubble bath with a girlfriend of yours or husband? It's the same thing. What is the big deal?
Yeah, no, we should judge. And despite them wanting to spread hope, there's clearly no hope in any of these situations. On their website, they have an official quiz titled, Is Your Mother-Daughter Relationship Extreme? And I decided to take it for fun, and I wanted to see what would happen if I chose all of the answers that would say, yes, it's extreme. And the answer it gave me says, you two are inseparable and don't care what other people think. They are simply jealous of your bond. I assure you no one watching this show is jealous of anything. I mean, the show is beyond hopeless. And my first introduction to this show, the reason why I made this video was because I came across a clip on YouTube. One of their clips where one of the moms artificially inseminates her daughter.
Don't be stressed. You got to think happy baby thoughts. I gave her life, so now I get to put it inside of her.
The daughter wants to have a baby, and the daughter's wife is on the fence about it. She's not sure. So, the daughter goes behind her wife's back and gets her mom to do it for her. And the way the scene is laid out is disgusting. And you and I both know fully that if TLC was not subject to TV censorship, they would probably show everything. You and I both know what it is. All in all, this might be one of the worst shows I've seen. And I've watched a lot of stuff since I've started this YouTube channel. Here are some crystals to get rid of the bad the bad energy in the room. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.